Go to TAPgiles.com to learn dreams, engage my services, and support the channel. In a previous tutorial, I looked at how to use the note data from a piece of music to drive an animation. There's a link in the description for that part. So that's one method. Now I'll show a different method that lets you kind of program these in, but without having to worry about keyframes and stuff. Yeah, so this time, instead of having that, we'll have, instead of using the source melody from the original sound gadgets, we'll have a separate pattern melody in an instrument that won't actually make any sound. So I'll just copy this and expand it out to there, and we'll tweak this and put it into row mapping mode, and then we have these 8 channels which will correspond to the 7 pipes and activate those different pipes depending on which notes are being played. So let's just wipe all that and go into slice mapper view and delete all the slices. I'll double tap X to select them all and press triangle, and now this won't make any audio. No volume will come out of it, and we could even set this to 0 volume. We don't need those either. But we can still put in notes in here. So if we compare this to this one over here, we can just kind of copy the way they've done it, but using notes in a piano roll instead of these keyframes. So we make that roughly match like that. We've got the number 1 bar to the number 1 bar. Cool, so we have the second one. Over here we have a red one. So let's just use those and get a readout of these to use in our effects. We won't need that, but we'll still need these keyframes. So we'll just move them out into here and put them in the right order. So we got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and violet or pink or something. So those are in the right order. Now we'll use this to get that same composite note data from the this new dummy one, and wire that in there. Make sure it's an output port. And now when we close the chip, we can see it there and take it into our new chip. So wire it into note like that, and we get similar things, but because we're using that row mapping setting, then we can actually use the button output. So let's have a look at what that gives us. So I'll wire button into there. So it plays through there, and we're getting information, and we can see what that gives us there. So it's giving different notes, but just based on this. So it's giving us 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Which means we can actually use it with a selector. So a selector will have a different channel. Only one channel will be active and sending a signal to power whatever effect. But we can tell it which channel to be active by sending the number that we want active into here. So if we send that into here and give it some, we can see when it's playing the bottom note, it's just sending a 0, and when it's not playing anything, it's sending a 0. So we actually want this thing to still work, but instead of affecting that other timeline, we'll have it affect this. And we want this to play when a new note starts, so we actually want that as well. So let's make that other port and wire it in. So this is working exactly the same way, and we'll wire that into here, and now that fade thing will happen just as before. So let's wire these into here. There's a little trick with selectors and certain other gadgets. if you grab that and then hold L1 while placing it, it'll get a wire from the new one, and you can keep going down. So now if we watch, yeah, so this is another way of doing this kind of thing, and having different effects being triggered for different notes that you've programmed instead of just from the original music. So this is actually how I would do a rhythm game, is to program my own pattern in something like this, and then just trigger different emitters or whatever for the blobs to come towards the line for the timing and stuff. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something interesting. Go to patreon.com/TAPgiles to learn something new every day.